All right, good morning, everyone. It looks like it is close enough to 10 a.m. to get this admin meeting going. Annie, could you do us the favor of doing roll call for us?
Absolutely. I have myself, Annie Cathy, Eric Dixon, Kyla Lennox, Melissa Fisher, Violet Plummer, MCAT, Shanti Johnson, and we have Commissioner Strohmeyer and Slotnick in the room. Is there anybody else that I'm not seeing?
Okay. I like your shirt today, Annie.
Yay, oh, yeah. Thank you.
All right. Is there any public comment on items not on the agenda today? And Commissioner Vero is not joining us. She's tied up with another engagement this morning. I'm sure we're having more fun than she is.
I think you're right on that, sir.
So let's get through this hefty agenda here. Seeing no public comment on non-agenda items. The first one, Eric Dixon, Dustbusters.
Yes, good morning. So you may recall that we've had some conversations the past few weeks, couple months with the problems that we had with our dust abatement program. Had some anticipated cost increases and then the actual cost increases. So we solicited a bid for the typical application back in March, and that came in way over our budget. And that budget was already reduced, and the application rate was further reduced to account for those cost increases. So when we saw that cost, we discussed with you and internally what we should do. We didn't exactly want to cut miles in order to make the budget, so we re-advertised a bid for just the material supply only. And with that, then we have to complete the application. So we worked it out. The prices came in much better than expected and will allow us to complete the same amount of miles that we did last year, and actually at a lower cost than we did last year. So we met our reduced budget. We're going to get the same miles of roads covered, and this is really a good test year. I think we can save money in the future avoiding that contracted application cost. So we might be able to stretch our dollars a little more going forward. We set up one of our de-icer trucks with a more appropriate spray bar for a dust abatement application. So this could be the year that we set up for a good investment moving forward with our own program. So we might get a better project for the price for the taxpayers moving forward. So we'll see how it goes this year. We'll see what the time does, and we'll see if we can do our best.
Eric, this is the best plot twist in the dust abatement story yet.
Well, yeah, this one, that first one to go from $155,000 to $120,000. Yeah, it was huge and nothing we exactly anticipated. But we're happy to be working with Dustbusters. They've been very helpful in the past, and certainly this year. They're actually the ones that are setting up our truck to help us do a better application. So it's a huge benefit that we didn't see coming. But yeah, we definitely needed it this year.
Great, so good to hear. Same amount of roads done.
And Eric, so we are purchasing the liquid magnesium chloride from Dustbusters. Is there, where do they mix the stuff, or are they just kind of the pass through for us to acquire this? Could we in future years acquire it directly from whoever they're acquiring it from, or are they mixing it such that is this something we can do ourselves?
I think they mix it in bulk at their plant in either Wyoming or Billings and then ship it here. The problem is that's, several 100,000 gallons that we go through. So we wouldn't have the tank capacity to mix. We have 20,000 gallon, we have two 10,000 gallon tanks here in our yard. So we have the capacity to, potentially mix 20,000 gallons at a time. So we'd have to get 20,000 gallons of water here, mix it, load the trucks, get the trucks out on the road. So I don't know if we would have the capacity or the ability to create our own, but it is just a liquid concentrate solution that's diluted in water. So we haven't talked about that before, but I don't know where that conversation could go. It's just, super convenient with Dustbusters. They have, hundreds of thousands of gallons on hand right at the Y, so we just drive up, load our trucks and go. So we could certainly consider what the additional cost savings could be.
Okay, something to sleep on over the winter, I guess.
Yeah, well, these are great developments, and thanks a lot for figuring out how to do this with less money, which is kind of amazing.
Sure.
All right, I'll move that the board approve the PSA with Dustbusters.
Second that. Further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Thanks, Eric. You have got the next one too.
Yes, so as you guys well know, you are really leading the charge to make our county a little more carbon neutral. And after the success with the solar panel installation at the detention center, Diana Maneta said that our facility was a good potential for a similar solar panel installation. So we worked with her, and she got us the contact information and the specifications for some solar panel feasibility studies. We got, I think, 2 bids from consultants, and Cushing Terrell has worked with this system in the past. They've done good work. So, this will be an interesting study to see how much we can produce. I mean, we've got a big facility out here at Public Works. So we're looking at our site, and then also at the Lolo sewer and water plant. They've got a little more limited site, but they certainly draw a lot of power for what they do down there. So we'll hopefully see that this can be a cost-effective construction project in the future that will be a benefit to our long-term power bills.
So great.
Yeah, good
Way to go. Way to be visionary, Public Works. Move this one too, number 2.
Okay, I will second that. Further discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye.
Thanks, Eric.
And
Great, thank you.
Elusive media today. This would have been a good story to cover. So,
Both of them.
Both of them.
They got the first one where we were cutting road miles of dust abatement, but now that the road miles are coming back, that's an equally good story.
that is a great story. Okay.
And that these guys have figured out how to make it happen by retrofitting de-icer trucks to become road abatement spray trucks, and then buying the material wholesale and then using our staff and our gear to apply it.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
That is front page worthy.
Way to
I
go.
think so. Way to go, Eric.
Yeah.
Even that it's one of the things that people do complain about, and they got really mad when they heard dust abatement was going down, to know now that it's not going down. It's not going down because we have creative staff.
I will alert our communications.
Excellent. Thanks, Eric.
All right, thank you.
Okay, even though this next item says Matt Jennings, I'm guessing
I
Anna
believe
Conlon
that is-
might be bringing this to us.
She does have an interest in dust abatement, but I guess she's here.
I just wanted to see Eric give you guys the good news. It's such a genius.
It is a really great slice of good news.
Yeah, so we have a conflict with a prosecution, and so we need to have the AG proceed with this one in
Okay.
particular prosecution, and I just would ask that you guys approve the use of the AG special prosecutor in this situation.
Okay.
Okay, that is a motion. I
it
will
is.
second. Any further discussion on the appointment of a special deputy county attorney in said case, number 2022-16573? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have a couple letters of support related to Mountain Line.
I believe you have Shanty on.
Shanty, talk to us about what we're lending support to today.
Hi, well, thank you for having me on. I'm Shanti Johnson. I do communications for Mountain Line, and we are in the process of all hands on deck applying for 2 significant grants under the newly released infrastructure funding at the federal level. And we are seeking the county's support for this grant, for both of these grant applications. So the first one is a significant application to build a new facility. Mountain Line has been operating out of the same 2.2 acre facility since the 80s, and we have accomplished a significant amount of service to the community out of that facility. However, we are now out of space. And this has far-reaching implications for our community. Mountain Line serves the community of Missoula. It serves the University of Montana students. We do a robust service for those living with disabilities and for seniors, and we do it all at zero fare. And we're excited that we're going to be expanding our hours of service this summer. However, once we expand our hours of existing service, we're really at capacity for expanding any other service in our community. And the reason for this is we have no more space to put vehicles. In order to add new areas of service in the Missoula Valley, we need to add more vehicles to our fleet. And in order to do that, we need a new facility. So this is pretty critical for the evolution of Mountain Line and responding to the growth of our community. And it is time. And so we do have a great plan to have a facility that would last hopefully up through 2060, but that's a scalable model. So we're working as we're applying for this grant to figure out what would we build immediately and making sure that this is going to be a long vision project for our community. So we're applying for funding under the Bus and Bus Facilities Grant, which is under the Federal Transit Administration for funding to purchase land and build a new facility. And that is our first grant request. And then our second grant request is for a lower no emissions bus grant to purchase 10 additional electric buses. So Mountain Line originally debuted electric buses on the road in 2019. We had a 6-bus pilot project to just see like, how does electrification work in Missoula? Is it going to work in the winter? How does battery life go forward as we're operating in, you know, extreme temperatures? And the short answer is it works really well for us. While there's been some learning as we transition to this electric fleet and some ups and downs, overall, it's been overwhelmingly successful for our community. And we've successfully competed for 2 other low-no grants to purchase more electric buses. So our current fleet, we have 12 electric buses out of 29, which is 43% of our fleet. And we have a goal of being all zero tailpipe emissions by 2035. We're conducting a comprehensive study right now to understand, forgive me, to understand how our different models of electric buses are responding. We have 3 different models. And this study we're conducting right now will inform how we move forward. And so we're applying for this funding to purchase 10 more after that study is complete, which is important for the air quality in Missoula. Transportation is the #1 emitter of greenhouse gases in the Missoula Valley. Public transportation is already part of the solution of reducing our carbon footprint, but we want to take it to the next step by having a zero tailpipe emissions fleet. So I'm happy to answer any questions, but we would be very grateful for the county's support of these applications.
Shanti, where are the applications? Who are the applications to? What are the grants?
Yeah, so the first one is a Bus and Bus Facilities Grant under the Federal Transit Administration. So the current director of the Federal Transit Administration is Nuria Fernandez. The second grant is also to the Federal Transit Administration, but it's for a different sector of funding that they've opened up, and it's a lower no emissions grant.
Thank you.
And by adding the 10 more buses, how much closer does that get you to having a complete electric fleet?
So we have 2 elements to our, well, we have 3 elements to our fleet. Our first element is our fixed route buses, which are the big buses that are visible in the community on a fixed route. Currently, we're 43% of the way there. We have funding to purchase 4 more electric buses. If we were to get these 10, that would be 14 plus 12 would be 26, right? So that would leave us 3 buses short of being completely zero tailpipe emissions for our fixed route fleet. Our goal is to be fully transitioned by 2035. If we get this funding, we will exceed that goal in our fixed route fleet significantly. The second iteration will be looking at our paratransit vehicles, which are ADA accessible vans and cutaways, which are those shorter buses. And the third iteration will be looking at our supervisor vehicles. Right now, there's some really awesome progressions in technology for those types of vehicles. But until about this year, we really haven't seen anything that's caught our eye that's going to meet our range that we need them to meet as far as how many miles these paratransit vehicles are covering. So we'll definitely be going for more applications moving forward for those portions of our fleet.
Great. Any questions from anyone else on the line? I have a sneaking suspicion all 3 of us will sign the letters.
I think so. I think so.
So. Okay, thanks, Shani.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And unless folks have other items to bring up, I think we are done for today.
Great.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Oh, Annie, late breaking news.
That's okay, commissioners. I'm not sure if you saw the email from Jason Hauser regarding your parking spots, and just wanted to check in with you if you guys were good to give those up for those couple days for Yellowstone.
Oh, I saw the Yellowstone, but I didn't, when is this starting?
Well, it's the 30th through the 1st, so May 30th through the 1st. So May 30th is a holiday. We won't be here anyway. So it would just be that Tuesday, Wednesday that you would be without your parking spot.
I'm riding my bike now, unless it's bad weather.
So I've shared this with a few folks. I think a good exchange of goods and services would be a PSA for the Rail Authority by Kevin Costner. So
I think it's a good deal.
yeah,
think it's a good
I
deal.
think so too. So we'll work on that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you,
I
commissioners.
think, yeah, I think that there's a young dude who has a bigger following now. That show. I
is
just
there?
watched the show.
Oh, man,
rumor
throwing
has it.
Kevin under the bus.
No,
Mountain Lane clean green bus.
I don't know his name, but
Okay.
my youngest daughter was an extra, and she got a picture with me apparently. It was like,
Okay, on that note, everyone have a great day.
but
Thank you.